Hello and happy Sunday. This is Kelly with IfYouHaveAnEgg.com, and today is Sunday, June the 18th, and I hope everyone is having a fantastic week so far. I did want to remind you all that we do have stars enabled on Facebook, so if you are here with us live, you can comment with stars, and I get those notifications. Apparently, I get those notifications bigger and bolder, and then we also will receive just a little monetary gift, and I thank you so much for helping to support this so that we can continue to do everything for free. But hello and happy Sunday, everybody. I'm hoping that Facebook will behave a little bit better this week, because last week apparently it only put the chat over in the Facebook group. So hopefully, fingers crossed, we are actually on the Facebook page tonight. I do not see any comments yet. Oh, goodness, Facebook, come on. You got to help me out here. So somebody please comment so that I know that you all are here. But hello and happy Sunday, everybody. I am Kelly. This is IfYouHaveAnEgg.com. We are here live every Sunday night, and we always have lots of fun with technology issues. So there are several people here, and I'm really kind of doubting that nobody... Wait! Yay! Hello, Marianne, and hello, Mary from Pittsburgh. Thank you. I am so happy that comments are showing up. And hello, Carol Lou. Hello, Elaine. Awesome. So glad that Facebook is cooperating tonight. So I think we're on the Facebook page tonight, and hello, Sandra from Demons Ferry, which is where you all are used to being. Might be over on the Facebook group also, but I will say, and hello, Marlene from Florida, I will say the week after that. So I think 2 weeks from tonight, we will be in the new showroom. And so we will be back on the Vivo camera. Hello, Jonna. We'll be back on the Mevo camera, which means that it will be widescreen. Y'all won't have to look at this little tiny skinny screen anymore. And hello, Corrine from Saskatchewan, Canada. And thank you. It is good. It's good for everybody to be back, Jonna. And I know we were having problems last week. It only did the chat for some reason over in the group instead of doing it here. And hello, Orlando Debbie, instead of doing it here on the Facebook page. Anyway, bizarreness with Facebook. And hello, Hattie. 2 weeks from tonight, we should be in the new showroom. The countertops are going in on Friday. And then by that, not that first Sunday night, because I'll still be getting everything put back in its place. The refrigerator's over on one side of the room, the stove's over on the other side, the microwave's on the floor. So it'll take me a little over a week to get everything back in place where it goes. But fingers crossed, here in about 2 weeks, we will be back in we will be in our new showroom. And hello, Trish, and happy Father's Day to any dads out there. So hopefully we'll be in our new space, and you'll be able to see more, and we'll be able to do more because I'll be able to spread out. And any of you that have been here to our loft, you know I am literally in a space that is probably no more than 2 feet wide when we're doing this at home, and I have to ship John and Dusty out. So again, happy Sunday, everybody. This is June the 18th, and we are here, fingers crossed, on the page as well as in the group. And in 2 weeks, we should be in the new location. And hello, Sherry from Cape Coral, Florida, and hello, Lisa from Arkansas. So hello and happy Sunday, everybody. Hello, Sandra from Naperville. If you are brand new, please let us know, because we would love to welcome you. Also, if you are watching this later on YouTube, or if you need to go back and watch any of the other 321 chats that we have, plus a sprinkling of other videos, you can hop on over after we're done. You can hop on over to YouTube. It's just youtube.com, and then search If You Have an Egg. And be sure and put that in there. Hello, Lynn. I had somebody use that as my email address, I guess it was week before last, and they kept typing If You Have a Egg, and I was like, honey, that ain't gonna go. It's If You Have an Egg. Okay, so good. I can see comments. Hello, everybody. We should have a better chat tonight since we are here on the Facebook page, and this is where you all are used to finding us. So again, June 18th, I wanted to remind everybody I do have stars enabled. I've got a little bit more information on that. If you all comment with stars, those, you have to pay for the stars, but if you comment with stars, your comments are like they're blown up, like I can see them more. I definitely will be notified if you comment with stars, and we do receive a little bit of money, and that helps to pay for everything that we do here at If You Have an Egg. We are totally self-funded, so yeah, doesn't hurt to get a little bit extra. So anyway, stars are enabled if you're watching with us live, or if you're watching this later on demand on Facebook, you can still do it there. I'm not going to pretend like I know how to tell you to do stars because I've never done them myself, but yeah, but that would be fantastic. So June 18th, a little bit of news for this month. First, website guru Jessica. So if you all have been around for any length of time, you know that Jessica does our website, and she's been doing all of our chats and posting all of the recipes, getting those in a format that's easier for you all to print. She also puts them in a format, hello Tag, she also gets them in a format so that you can, when you're on the recipe, and that's only on the newer ones, on the ones that have been done in the last, let's say, year and a half, I guess, maybe 2 years, but for sure a year to a year and a half. Jessica, hello Joycelyn from California. Jessica also is the one who is responsible for posting the link that's on there, so that you can just touch the link that's within the recipe that we post, and it'll take you straight into your recipe builder in your Weight Watchers app, so that you can add it, change it, update it how you need to, change the serving sizes, things like that, and you can save it for yourself. Well, Casey's filling in for her right now for the next few weeks, several weeks. She had a beautiful, healthy baby girl named little baby Kate. She had Kate on Moi's birthday. So last Tuesday, I celebrated my 56th birthday, and little baby Kate, Jessica's daughter, new baby daughter, celebrated her 1 day birthday on my birthday. So I will never forget Kate's birthday. Anyway, so very, very welcome and wonderful and fantastic and blessed wishes hello Katie, to Jessica and baby Kate's dad and her grandparents and everything. They've been waiting a long time for her. So anyway, Jessica will be absent for a little while, so if you all would pretty please be very patient with Casey while she tries to do, with a 5-year-old and an almost 2-year-old of her own, while she tries to do YouTube videos for us and post the chats and get any recipes posted. So yay for Jessica. And please be patient with Casey while she tries to get all of this posted in Jessica's absence. And then the other little bit of news is it's Father's Day. So happy Father's Day to any dads and granddads out there. And yay! Hello, Sarah. Sarah, so last week it only posted over in the group. So weird, it did not post here. So yay, we are so happy that you were here tonight. We were just discussing that website guru Jessica did have little baby Kate on my birthday last week. So that was especially, that was especially nice to see her. Okay, and Sarah, so yes, hello Sarah, and is it Gloucester? I'm really trying to learn how to say that. Gloucester, because here in Tennessee we pronounce that Gloucester, which I understand is not correct. Anyway, so welcome Sarah. Okay, also last week was chat number 321, and we were talking about how to handle changes in your routine. So Gloucester. Okay, Sarah is from Gloucester. Am I saying that correct? Anyway, so I need to know last week who kept up with one of your routines and either attended an in-person workshop. So give me some thumbs ups if you went to an in-person workshop. If you're here with us live, thumbs ups for in-person workshops or for Zoom workshops. I was at Gwen's Zoom workshop this last Thursday, so if I could figure out how to give myself a thumbs up, I would. Let me see. Nope, not going to let me do it. Anyway, so thumbs ups for in-person workshops or for attending Weight Watchers Zoom workshops. Give me some thumbs ups for that. And let me see some hearts for those of you who were here with us live last week, or if you watched this later on demand. Ooh, and Sarah did a Zoom with Larry Garrett. That's awesome. And Lynn, yep, good to see you. So Mindy was on there. If any of you all know Mindy, she was a Fearless Weight Watchers leader in South Carolina until several weeks ago. But she was on there, so it's always a good time with Gwen, and especially when Mindy's there to back her up. And I did see several of your smiling faces there on the Zoom workshop. If you have not found Gwen's Zoom workshop yet, there is a video posted here on Facebook, and it's on Instagram on my Reels that shows you how to find that workshop. But you can just go to your Weight Watchers app, go to the groups, and then search for West Knoxville, and that is hers. Okay, so bravo stickers to everyone who kept your routines going this week. So you actually did your homework without realizing it, or maybe without posting it. You actually did your homework from last week. So extra bravo stickers if you went to an in-person workshop last week or attended with us here, and Marion's bottom was in a green chair. So that was to help hang on to your routine. That was to help rescue your routine. So bravo stickers, everyone. So last week we were talking about how to handle changes in your routine. This entire month, we are talking about disruptions in routine, how to handle them, things that are going to happen over the summer. Summer is, we talked last week about the fact that it's not just teachers who have their routines disrupted during the summer. My routine is a little bit disrupted right now because I've been alone by myself in the new showroom for weeks and weeks and weeks now, but 4 days a week, my routine will be disrupted because Lily will be there 4 days a week. Doesn't seem like much of a disruption, but the girl doesn't eat lunch, okay? So I don't know, it's disrupted my routine. But we were talking about other people besides teachers have their routines disrupted. Family vacations, fellow employees, so employees being out of work, like fellow coworkers being out of work. For me, employees being out of work. We've had one that took a summer job in Alaska, so he's gone, and now we're having to deal with him not being there. We've got two that want to be on vacation the same week, the first week of July, and guess what? They're each other's backup. So that's a total routine disruptor. And we have, you're all going to laugh, but we have a big routine disruptor coming this week. We have an install, a new countertops, in case you all are brand new here. But we have an install on Wednesday that is pretty much only accessible by helicopter. And I'm only kind of sort of kidding. That's going to have my full attention on Wednesday. And then Thursday, we have an install that you can only get to their home on a barge, on a like a flat top ship. I don't know what to call it. I've been calling it a tug, but apparently that's not the correct term for it. But it is like a flat topped ship where boat where they transport things out to these floating houses. Talk about a routine disruptor this week. Last week we were talking about staying with your plan as best as you can. We were talking about finding ways to kind of ground yourself in your routine so that you just don't go crazy, with your routine. And your homework for last week was routine rescue. So we were talking about ways that you can rescue your routine if it's gone crazy because it's summer, if it's gone crazy because you have customers who live on a boat that's a house. Hello, Rita. It's not a houseboat. It's literally just like a floating house. But if your routine's been disrupted by summer, being out of school, let's see, Sandra's in-person workshop has moved to a classroom at the junior college, and they've gone from having workshops 7 days a week to, hold on just a second, to 3 days. Okay, so that's a disruption, in her routine. So we were talking about how to rescue these routines from being disrupted. So last week for your homework, Judy, stroke of genius, Judy is in one of Gwen's workshops, and she said when your routine's at risk of being disrupted, go to a workshop. Literally just attend a workshop. Ta-da! I could just end there. I could just say, yeah, Judy, thank you very much. Really? If you can attend an in-person workshop, fantastic. If you can't, go to a Zoom workshop. If you don't want to do that, attend with us here live, or watch one of these later, on demand, either on Facebook or on YouTube. Duh. Hello. If your routine's disrupted, attend a workshop. Thank you, Judy. That was excellent advice. Julie did not realize she was doing her homework, but she is a teacher, and her routine is, because I don't know if y'all watch Julie, if you watch what she posts over in our closed group on If You Have an Egg, she's got her routine pretty well down pat. And she doesn't really let anything disrupt it. A student dropping a donut here or something in the break room. Julie really doesn't let it disrupt her too much. But this school year ending, she's had quite a few major disruptions. And so she's gone back to tracking this week. I watched all last week and this week. She's gone back to tracking everything, which is definitely a routine for her, and posting it over in the If You Have an Egg group so that she can get back to her school year routine. I think that's extremely important for Julie, and I know it's important for a lot of you all. Just talk about what you're eating, or post what you're eating, or show us what you're eating, because it keeps you honest, it keeps you accountable, and it reminds you to stick within your routine that works for you. And then Mindy, I mentioned Mindy a little bit ago. Mindy is a recently displaced Weight Watchers leader. Talk about a routine disruption. So the Sunday that Mindy got the call and said, hey, you don't have any groups anymore. Sorry, you're a great leader. People love you, but your 200-ish people that you've been meeting with every week, That's done. So talk about a routine disruptor. She's trying to get back to her routine. So to get back to her routine, she has kept touch with her previous members, and this last week or two, she's been hosting a series of challenges so that they can all keep this routine going together. So talk about some fantastic ways to rescue your routine. Bravo stickers to everyone who did their homework. You all are doing a fantastic, fantastic job. So this week, what are we talking about? This week we are talking about eating out and staying on track. And I want to know, if you looked around at your family or your friends or your coworkers, and if you said, hey, let's eat out tonight or for this meal or whatever, what immediately pops in your head? So if I said, hey, let's eat out tonight, what's the first thing that would pop in your head? What do you think I mean when I say let's eat out? And I'm going to let just a couple of you all answer. I'm going to take a sip of my drink while y'all are answering, which I can't wait to show you in the second half. So if a family member, coworker, or somebody, Sunday school class member said, hey, let's eat out, what do you think they would be talking about? Ooh, Lynn went straight. She just jumped straight to specifics. She said Mexican food. Debbie sneaks and looks at my notes every week. Katie says go eat as a group. Okay, usually is at a restaurant. Tag says restaurant. We're going to circle back around to Orlando Debbie in a second. I think that's going to be a popular. I like the go eat as a group. That's a good one. Okay, one more person. I'm going to let one more person answer before I tell you my answer. Come on, our one more person, where are you? So Orlando Debbie's exactly right. The act of eating out, Phyllis says not as much control of available food, and Marianne says restaurant as a group. Okay, the act of eating out or dining out simply means away from home. It simply, and Carol says, I would say ugh. It simply means eating away from home. So eating out or dining out just means you're not eating at home, okay? So, which is a routine disruptor in its own for those of us who are trying to keep our weight loss sanity and prepare our meals at home, wash our vegetables and prepare them at home. This is kind of like home base. So home is home base or your safe space. Eating out is basically removing us from possibly the one place where we have some control over our food, okay? Or does it? Okay? Does it? So Debbie just had a great idea that Debbie, if I don't say this again, when we get, well, actually, I'll mention it here in a second. So Debbie just had a great idea. I'm going to mention it here in my first set of topics. My first topic for, does it have to mean that it's going to be that disruptive? Does it mean that you're outside of your control? Not necessarily. So if eating out or dining out, if that means that you're doing it at work or at school because you're not at home, so here are some tips. My first tip is, it seems rudimentary, but pack a lunch. Okay, it just seems rudimentary, but do it. Having your meal ready and on hand, whether you work at a desk or if you work driving a vehicle or riding in a vehicle, it significantly increases your odds of staying on track if you've already packed something to eat. And the second thing is, keep it out of the community fridge. I'm not kidding. So the kitchen shared by everyone can be a dangerous place for a couple of reasons. One, what if somebody steals your lunch? So what if you get in there to get your lunch and it's gone? That has happened to me before. So where does that leave you? That has happened to me before, and I can tell you that when I've gone into a public place for food, clearly marked Kelly's lunch, do not eat, already tracked on Weight Watchers, whatever. If somebody steals your lunch, if your food is gone, especially if they take your container or if they leave your empty, dirty container in the community sink, I'll lose it. That is it. Melissa, that's in our in-person group, she took sliders. She took chicken salad sliders for all the civilians to an event that she was going to, but she made herself a similar chicken salad, but she bulked it up a little bit with some grapes and some cranberries and things, and then she put hers in low point tortilla wraps. Wrapped them separately, put them separately, but she had them in the community place for food. Somebody ate one of her wraps, and they were headed back in to get the other one before she stopped them. I would lose my mind, and the Golden Arches would be calling my name, okay, just for spite. That doesn't do anybody any good. So stay out of the community refrigerator. Also, if it's in the community refrigerator, you can't see it. And when I used to share a refrigerator with other people, I had a tendency to, oh, I forgot I had lunch already packed. When somebody said they were, going out to get something, or, invited me to go out. And also, do you have to pass a table of evil foods? So a table where vendors have brought in treats and left them. People have brought in leftovers from home, or candy, or cookies, or half the birthday cake that they didn't eat, or just snacks, just snacks in general, or your boss is so sweet and has all these sticky, sweet, bad for you snacks sitting there. So not going to the community refrigerator or the community break room can just eliminate that. Instead, you can invest in something like one of those little tiny mini fridges that we talked about a couple of weeks ago. Chris at our in-person workshop showed me. If you didn't see that, go back and find it, or I'll have Casey post a link to it. She has the cutest little mini fridge, and I'm seriously thinking about getting one. It'll hold a 6-pack of drinks, but she keeps her string cheese and applesauce cups, her drink, things that she wants to keep, at her desk and not go get in the community fridge. She keeps those in there. Orlando Debbie had a great idea. Let me go back here. She said, take your food and have a picnic in a park. What? That is fantastic. So if you have an opportunity to go outside, if you have an opportunity to pack a lunch with your friends, go outside, coworkers, other teachers, whatever, go outside and eat it. That's a great idea. And Carol Lou says she takes her mini lunch crock pot to work for lunch. Okay, Carol Lou, that's what I'm going to find when we get done with tonight's chat and post that, because that sounds so cool. Mini lunch crock pot. I'm writing that down somewhere, or when we get ready to get off the chat, or Carol Lou, send me a message, because I want to circle back and find that. Okay, also, know before you go. So whether you're going out, or if you're going to a friend's, or if you're just going to your desk, know before you go. Know before you go. If at all possible, know before you go what you're going to get. So check a menu. If you know that you're going out, check a menu. Maybe you can suggest where you're going to go. What we used to do, and I found it super helpful, is I would say, okay, I'm not going to pick. You all decide where we're going, but I'm going to name 3 places. And I would name 3 places as choices that all 3 of them had things that I knew that I could, that I could stay in control of, or that I could scan with the app, or I could find on the app. So know before you go. Maybe scan some of the ingredients if you have an opportunity to scan them with your WW app. If you have that opportunity, or maybe you can find out who else is coming, and if there's any fellow eaters that are paying attention to what they're eating. Like if you know that somebody's going to be there, another Weight Watcher is going to be there, or somebody doing another weight loss program, or somebody that their doctor's got them on a dietary restriction, or whatever, if they're watching their sugar, if they're watching their fat, if they can't have certain things, vegetarian, whatever. If you can find another person that's going, that's also going to be like, great, I'm going to this function and I'm not eating X, Y, or Z. I'm not eating meat right now, or I don't drink, or whatever. If you can find, another person that's going that's like that, kind of buddy up with them, so that you all can be the two. We're gonna have fun over here, eating and drinking what we're gonna eat and drink, and you all just come to our party, okay? Because we're gonna have a good time. See if you can buddy up with somebody. Okay, and then the last thing is do a rear view rescue. So I know we talk a lot about not staring. Oh yeah, Mindy says that's exactly right, Mindy. There is safety in numbers. Find your people. Even if your people are not doing Weight Watchers, I can always find somebody else who's not drinking alcoholic beverages, and I just make sure I hang out with them. We always make sure we have something fun, in our hands, so that we're having a good time too. But yeah, there's definitely safety in numbers. Then the last thing is rear view rescue. So I know we talk a lot about not just going, well, last year I did this, and when I did this before, that happened, and not just dwelling in the past. But if you will occasionally glance up in your rear view mirror and think, you know what? This summer is not my first rodeo. This is not my first summer. I have done summer before. I've been off from school before. I've been on vacation before. I've had small kids at home before, just kind of glance in that rear view, because it's not your first rodeo. You have experienced some surprise meals. You have. You have experienced lost lunches. You have experienced offers that you couldn't refuse. Seems like Mexican was on Lynn's mind. So I have a feeling if I walked in tomorrow and said, Lynn, let's go get Mexican, she'd be on it. I have a feeling she'd go with me. But you've been through this. You've done this before. So kind of glance in that rearview mirror. Look in that rearview mirror. Don't micro focus on it, but kind of glance in that rearview mirror and think back on those past experiences. Kind of look back on them and decide now. Don't wait until tomorrow. Don't wait until the next week. Decide now how you'll handle it the next time it happens, but decide now, okay? If you decide now, so we talked some about having decisions when things are hot. So like if you're hot in the moment, so I'm just going to pick on Lynn again. If Lynn and I don't know that we're going to go to a Mexican restaurant and somebody goes, you know what? We're not going to go to Subway or Chick-fil-A today. We're going to go eat at an all-you-can-eat Mexican buffet. That is a hot moment decision. So I'm hot. I'm in the heat of the moment trying to decide, now what? What am I going to eat? I didn't know we were going to Mexican. I thought we were going somewhere else. That's really, really hard to make a decision when you're in that hot state, you know, kind of in that, they call it the heat of the moment for a reason, because it's hot. I'm sweating. I'm panicking. I'm like, okay, do I panic? Do I panic? Do I continue to sweat? Do I freak out? Or do I just say, forget it, I'm just going to have what everybody else has? But if you decide now, that's a cool moment decision because you're thinking calmly, you're thinking coolly. I don't know where she got this from, but Alyssa has this new thing where she goes, what was it? She says, peace and calm. Calm and peace. Do not know where she got that from, but she keeps talking about that, about being in peace and being in calm. But if you make these decisions now, so right now, most all of us are sitting in the safety of our home. Most all of us are not sitting in a Mexican restaurant trying to decide what we're going to do. We're in a calm, cool, collected place, and so we can decide now what we're going to do next time, what we're going to do if we do get invited to Mexican, or if we just show up, or if we get invited to that barbecue, or you know what I mean? So this is your homework for this week is rear view rescue. So I want you to kind of look in your rear view mirror, think of a time when you needed some rescuing, and plan now what you're going to do now to rescue that. So it's hashtag rear view rescue, REARVIEWRESCUE, rear view rescue. And you're going to find one of those moments or think of one of those moments in the past when you thought, well, dang, I wish I would have had some, I would have had some heads up, on what we were going to do, and think, might happen again. That could possibly happen again. And then decide now what you're going to do the next time that happens, and how you're going to rescue, how you're going to look in the review mirror and rescue that. And thank you, Lynn, for posting that. So Mindy, I think, just gave us a great example. She said her sister gets frustrated when her husband, who is the cook in the house, picks her up from work with fast food. So she's told her to give him a list of more helpful options at the fast food restaurants, and he can choose from those for her. Okay, Mindy, that is actually perfect, because how many of you does your husband, spouse, significant other, or other family member, whatever, when they say, what do you want to eat? And you go, I don't know. And then when they show up with something and you're like, well, that's not what I wanted. Having a list to choose from, perfect. That would not only be your rear view rescue, that would probably also rescue a lot of arguments about eating out and what you're going to eat and what you did and didn't want. So hashtag rear view rescue. I know that would work for my husband. I'm going to have to do that. And she said he's so good to her and will do anything to help, but he needs to know how. Perfect. That is absolutely perfect. I told y'all Mindy was amazing. So hashtag rear view rescue. That is your homework for this week. Rear view rescue. Yes, thank you again, Lynn, for posting that link. I do want to remind you all before we go to the halfway point, if you are new, let us know, because we would all love to welcome you. If you are brand new to this chat, if you're brand new to Weight Watchers, if you've just never said anything before, we would love to welcome you. I promise we're all really nice. Everybody's really nice and welcoming. I really hated it last week or week before last in another group that I'm in. Wow. The leader of that group had to, I don't know, she just had to make an announcement I didn't think she didn't need to have to make. She had to make it, but I don't know. I just hate she got put in that position. So I promise, if you are here with us and you're new, let us know. We'd love to welcome you. We are all very welcoming and very supportive here. Also, we are at our halfway mark, so it's getting ready to be time for everybody to take a drink of water. But for new people, if you've not been over to the YouTube channel, it's just youtube.com, search If You Have an Egg. There are 321 other chats that you can watch, plus some recipes, plus some other things. Also, if you're watching this on Facebook, we do have stars enabled. That's just a simple way for you to send a little love and a tiny bit of money to help pay for this. I mentioned Jessica and her baby. So they are doing well, and thank you all very much for the warm wishes for mom, baby, dad, everybody. It's his first Father's Day. It's so sweet. But thank you all for that. But it does cost between $80 and $200 every week, depending on what I buy and how much time we spend on this. So anyway, stars are much appreciated if you wanted to do that. Okay, it is our halfway point, and if you've been with us, like Sandra said, time to drink some water. So I'm going to stop. This is our 30-minute break. I'm going to stop and have some water. I've actually had water all day long today, so I'm drinking some more refrigerator tea. Again, if you're new, if you didn't already hear me say this 500 times, summertime, I love, love, love refrigerator tea. I don't know what it is about summertime. I guess it's because, I don't know, I guess it's because I don't get to have it. Or I don't know, it just doesn't seem right during the winter. I drink warm tea during the winter, but refrigerator tea is so easy. This is literally a mason jar, just a glass mason jar. It doesn't have to be glass, but I prefer glass for this. A tea bag. And then I use spring water. Use some good water. Don't just use tap water. And then you put it in your refrigerator overnight. And look how pretty this is. It just makes me so happy. And it cooks itself overnight. This one's so good. This one is so good. I don't know, Lynn. Lynn says make it year round. I know, I just enjoy it so much more. Yeah, Sarah, you could also make sun tea out in the sun. I just love this because I can make it. I'm the only one drinking tea at my house, and so I just make it one mug at a time, and I know it's sitting in there, and I know it's waiting on me. Tonight's tea is strawberry lemonade is the flavor of the tea, and this is out of a little gift box that my friend Karen, y'all have heard me talk about my accountability buddy Karen. She went to visit her daughter Molly in the UK 2 weeks ago, and the little tea shop that that is near where she lives had these little gift boxes, and it's just a mixed favorites, and you can tell that it's Europe because it is favorites is spelled O-U, favorites. Anyway, so it's out of this little box. I cannot wait to sample the rest of these, but there are 12 individually wrapped teas in here, so sorry, I can't tell you where to get these unless you live in the UK. But the brand, though, is Bird Blend. So if you happen to know where to get Bird Blend tea in the United States, call me. This one's delicious. Strawberry lemonade. Okay, so we're getting ready for the second half. Of tonight's chat. Everybody stop and get yourself a drink of water. This is the only time during the week that I know that you got some water. Okay, and tonight, instead of making a specific recipe, and I know Sarah was very excited about a recipe. This one's not a recipe per se. We are going to try 3 products and see what we think about them. Ooh, yeah, and Sarah refreshed hers with ice, and it was so good. Yeah, oh no, I love iced tea. And these are so good. I don't know, it's so good made in the refrigerator like this that, yes, we're having a taste test, Sarah. These are so good like this that I don't even need sugar in them. They're just, I don't know, they're just delicious like this. Okay. So we all know, or I think we do, we all know how last week's taste test went. So I was a trooper. I'm still trying to be brave about it. I tried to put on a good face. I couldn't do it. Could not do it. So last week we tested, well, John did too. Last week we tested cottage cheese, which I still cannot stand, but we tested cottage cheese in a recipe that Orlando Debbie loves, And Casey did she posted the directions for how to make it in last week's chat, and that's just over on IfYouHaveAnEgg.com. We didn't make it into a real recipe since I didn't like it. So since it was okay, it wasn't, like, I didn't eat the rest of it, John did. I tried it with, I tried eating it, and it was just ranch and cottage cheese and a little bit of Dax Ranch seasoning, like it had Hidden Valley Ranch, Dax seasoning, a little bit of water because it was just way too thick for me. Anyway, I tried it. You'll have to go back and watch last week's chat to find out, you know, what it is and what we did. But anyway, so sorry, I have to give it like it wasn't quite a thumbs down, but I will not be making it again. I've also been asked to taste one particular product, so I'm going to try 3 different things to see what I think, so I can give you a recommendation on it. I know a lot of you all think that I only talk about things that I absolutely love and that all goes well and that there's never any disasters. That is not true. We have had some Trader Joe's taste tests where I was like, don't buy this product. I'm probably going to return it myself. I've had some recipes that didn't turn out, you know, because we do them live, that didn't quite turn out like we wanted. So this is going to be a taste test. The product that I was asked to test is Hearts of Palm pasta. So Hearts of Palm, it's a vegetable, and this is made into a pasta. I've never had this before. I've not opened this container yet. You can see that it is still closed. This is going to be a live taste test, but what I can tell you is I'm going to compare this. This is 0 points. So this is made with Hearts of Palm, and the ingredients are, and this is Palmini is the brand. So this is Palmini Hearts of Palm. I chose angel hair pasta just because I knew that it wouldn't be thick, you know, just be a really skinny, you know, a thin pasta. This has 20 calories per serving, 4 grams of carbs. It's gluten-free and sugar-free. And yeah. Okay, true. Debbie says those Aldi frozen meals that you tried to bulk up weren't the best. Correct. I did not repurchase any of those. And yes, John, I did see that you have to rinse it first. So again, per serving, it's 20 calories, 0 fat, of course, 0 saturated fat, 60 milligrams of sodium for whoever was getting ready to ask about the sodium. And okay, yeah, and Carol Lou, I do see that it needs to be rinsed first. 4 carbohydrates. It does have 1 gram of protein, and again, it's sweet. Sliced Hearts of Palm, water, natural sea salt, and citric acid. And the basic directions are drain palmini and then rinse with plenty of water. So we will be doing that here in just a second. I did just want to point out, though, I have never had this open. This has not been open. I'm not cheating. I've never tasted this before. I don't even know what it looks like in the container. So, excuse me. So these are 0 points. The sauce that we're going to try it in, I have had before. Love it, and I'm going to show you that in just a second. We're also going to be taste testing it against spaghetti squash. I already know how spaghetti squash tastes as spaghetti. I do cook spaghetti squash often, but I wanted to, since we're taste testing things, I wanted to see how Green Giant veggie spirals, the spaghetti squash, I wanted to see how this compared to making my own spaghetti squash, because remember, this whole summer we're going to be talking, or this whole month of June, we're going to be talking about how to rescue your routines and get back into routines. Well, if I don't have time to cook a spaghetti squash, even though it's super stinking easy in the air fryer, and if you don't know how to cook a spaghetti squash in the air fryer, scoot on over to IfYouHaveAnEgg.com and type in spaghetti squash, and I'll show you how to do it in the air fryer. But let's just say I don't have time to. This is frozen, so we're going to taste test this also. This is Green Giant veggie spirals, and it says, "Behold the power of spaghetti squash." Green Giant veggie spirals are an exciting new take on pasta. Enjoy this spaghetti-shaped vegetable as a great alternative to traditional pasta cut directly from spaghetti squash with no sauce or seasoning added. Green Giant veggie spirals are ready for sauteing or steaming. And this contains, the ingredients are spaghetti squash. So this is literally, no, Phyllis says, you're so brave. Doesn't sound good if you have to wash it to eat it. We're going to find out. It cannot be as bad as cottage cheese, okay? Oh, Carol Lou says the only Hearts of Palm product I did not like was the mashed potatoes. Interesting. Okay, maybe I'll try those next. But so the only ingredient in this is spaghetti squash. Also has 1 gram of protein. This is 25 calories, 0 points. So we're going to also try this in the sauce that I already know I love. And then this is the Tattooed Chef, and I showed you this a couple of weeks ago, but I had not opened it yet. But this is the Tattooed Chef zucchini spirals, and again, the only ingredient is, you guessed it, zucchini. There is nothing else in here. This one has microwave directions, and it also has stovetop directions. I'm going to save this one for last. I don't know. Am I going to cook it in the microwave? I don't know. We'll see. But again, zucchini, the calories in this one are 15. It's 15 calories. Apparently this is going to come in little nests, which I have done before with zucchini and squash spirals, but we're going to check this one out too. So we are going to try, because I know how 2 of these should taste. Yeah, and Debbie says, I didn't think you would like it, but I'm glad you tried it. At least it's not just the texture I don't like. That's very true, Debbie. So I will tell you all what I always tell Alyssa, and Debbie is reminding me of this, that you don't have to eat it if you don't like it, but you have to take one no thank you bite. And I tried it on cauliflower, broccoli, and carrots, all 3 of which I love, and it was no thank you. So I actually took 3 no thank you bites. But yes, Debbie, thank you for pushing me outside of my comfort zone. You know, you got to go outside of your comfort zone, or sometimes you won't know when you love something. Like maybe I'll love the Hearts of Palm. I don't know. Okay, the spaghetti sauce that I'm using does have points. This was a birthday gift from our friend Darius, who John is gone with right now, I think. Anyway, this was a gift from him, and this is MIDS, M-I-D''S. He got this in Ohio, so I have no idea if you live outside of Ohio. I don't know where to get this from, but this is the official spaghetti sauce of the Cleveland Browns. It does have sausage in it. I am using this. Let's see, Sarah said, what did you not like about it? Are you talking about the cottage cheese, the dip stuff? It was just nasty to me because I don't like the flavor of cottage cheese, and I could not hide it with the ranch stuff. Okay, so this is MIDS. Let's see, Italian sausage. It has 5 grams of protein. This is not low points. This is 5 points for a half of a cup. But if it tastes good on any of these, this was so stinking good that I am more than willing to spend this. I'm more than willing to spend 5 points on a half a cup to enjoy it on one of these, because this stuff is fantastic. Okay, so, Mindy says MIDS is the best. So does that mean if I visit South Carolina that I can get this in South Carolina? Because this stuff was good. Okay, so what I'm going to do first, I'm going to get this heating up so that I'll have it warm for each of these. So I'm going to go ahead and get some of that going. And I told you all a couple of weeks ago, you can get it in South Carolina, even the Cleveland Brown one. I told you all a few weeks ago that, what did I tell you all a few weeks ago? Oh, that I guess it was for my birthday, so it must have been last week, that I told you all that I am not the buy me jewelry, or yes, Sandra, that one does have meat in it, but I am confident that they have them that don't have meat in them. That's just the other half of my birthday present, so we're using it tonight instead of buying something else, and because I already know what it tastes like on actual pasta. But I told you all the way to my heart is not through it's not through buying jewelry or expensive flowers or things like that. I love daisies. I love hand-picked flowers. Okay, and Mindy says the hearty veggie is really good. Mindy, do you know how many points that has, the hearty veggie? But anyway, so this friend knows that the way to my heart is through unusual food finds that I can't necessarily find around here. So yes, thank you, Darius, for that. Okay, so let's try. I want to try the Tattooed Chef zucchini spirals first, mainly because I want to see what this little nest looks like. And the microwave directions for this. Oh, it is a cute little nest. It's a tiny little. Oh, thank you, Sarah. And So don't get too used to it because we're going to be moving hopefully to the new showroom to do these in about 2 weeks. Okay, so the directions on this, and this is literally zucchini. So we're going to try this one first. This is just zucchini, and this is from the Tattooed Chef, and it is just zucchini. You place the desired amount of nests, which is 1, in a microwave safe bowl. Cover, let's cover this real quick. Okay, cover and cook on high. Oh, Mindy says the hearty veggie is 2 points for a half a cup instead of 5. So I'm going to cook on high for 3 minutes. Okay. Okay. While I'm doing that, I am going to make sure. Ooh, Debbie, I saw that. Debbie says the Tattooed Chef Mexican street corn is really good. Saw that one too. Anxious to try that one. Never met a street corn I didn't like. So I'm thinking that one's going to be really good. Okay, so while that one's heating up, I just want to say also, look at this loveliness from our garden. My neighbor and I are sharing the garden this year, and she talked me into growing some things that I would have normally not planted. I normally plant very sturdy things. We did arugula, some salad greens, which are about petering out because it's getting too hot outside, and we did dinosaur kale. Look how interesting that looks. So this is going to be a nice salad to go with all of these after I, get this cooked. That, and so I got all of that out of the garden today, this morning. So I stopped to water the garden this morning on the way to church and gathered all that. We also had some little plum tomatoes come in, and Alyssa planted these. They're little heart-shaped tomatoes. So anyway, while we're letting that heat up, I just wanted to show you what I got out of the garden this morning. Okay, so that one's going to go for 3 minutes. That's the zucchini noodles. 3 minutes, remove cover, toss, and heat for an additional 3 to 4 minutes. Okay, so while that one's going, we're going to get some veggie, we're going to get some spaghetti squash veggie spirals going. I know, and Debbie, I'm so excited. Like the dinosaur kale, I've never had anything like that before. Okay, so the spaghetti squash in the microwave is microwave on high for 6 to 7 minutes. Okay. So since it's not a little nest, I'm going to go ahead and put it in the little bowl that I'm going to be trying it in. Interesting. Is there actually spaghetti squash in here? Because they just look like little ice cubes. Carol Lou says, can't wait for my tomatoes to come in. Lots of flowers, but no tomatoes. Oh, yeah. Yep. Yeah, well, these were little tomatoes that, these are little tomato plants that were, the ones that have already come in were provided by the co-op, the little co-op that was down there. Okay, gotta tell you, that looks like more ice than spaghetti squash, but we're going to find out. Okay, so the first one is about ready to toss. Ooh, and it is good and hot. Okay, I don't think those need to cook any longer than that. Okay, we're going to get the spaghetti squash going, and it said, I'm going to do it for like 5 minutes because I have a feeling we've got a much stronger microwave than we used to have, because that seems excessive to me. Okay. Sarah says, I planted in our local backyard growers community garden raised bed and got a free invite after a year wait list. That's awesome. Okay, so this is the zucchini spirals. I do not think they need to go back in. Plenty hot. So I'm just going to say the instructions on this might be wrong, because those seem plenty hot. Okay, and I'm going to toss these in some of the spaghetti sauce. So here's the zucchini. This is the zucchini, and again, this is with the Mids Italian sausage spaghetti sauce that I got for my birthday. And I already know that this tastes fantastic on pasta because that's what we had it with for my birthday. Okay, so here it is with the zucchini noodles. Let's see. It's very good with the zucchini noodles. Very good. Yeah. The zucchini noodles, probably because I didn't cook them the second time, are a little bit firm, but delicious. Like, that would be absolutely delicious. And yes, Carol Lou, they are a little bit watery, so I think I would need to squeeze them out just a little bit. And I think I've had that issue with zucchini noodles in the past. Okay, so that's the zucchini noodles. The squash is, wow, bubbling a lot and overflowing. And it said to leave it in there for longer than I've got it in there for. Okay, we're gonna let that one cook for just a little bit longer. Okay, and now we're gonna rinse the hearts of palm. And because I was curious about the rinsing of it too, then I've decided instead of running it through a colander, and I'm gonna try not to make the whole thing tonight unless it's just absolutely fantastic. Ugh. Then I'll do it. But just for the taste test, okay, Lynn doesn't care for them either. Which ones, the zucchini or the spaghetti squash? Okay, this looks like pasta. So this is the Hearts of Palm. These are the Hearts of Palm noodles, Palmini brand, and I know there are several different brands. It doesn't really smell like anything. The Hearts of Palm, so Phyllis said smell them. The Hearts of Palm don't really smell like anything. Just smells like, I don't know. Doesn't even really smell like vegetables. Okay, we're gonna rinse this off really well because like 7 people said to rinse it off. Okay, I'm gonna let the Hearts of Palm drain just a little bit while I grab the spaghetti noodles. Okay, so they're gonna be like, so the Hearts of Palm, is that gonna be like tofu, Carol? Carol says it really takes on the flavor of whatever you cook it with. So is that gonna be, so it's gonna be like tofu, it's gonna taste like whatever you cook it with. Okay, so here is the spaghetti squash. And I gotta tell you, I don't know. I'm having mixed feelings about the spaghetti squash. It's kind of just a frozen lump. I don't know, Green Giant. Not feeling super good about this. And let's see. Carol says, I think that's the shiitake noodles. What are y'all talking about with the shiitake noodles? Okay, let me get a little bit of sauce on these. Okay, so I'm sitting here fussing about these. These are the frozen Green Giant spaghetti squash. I love spaghetti squash as a, like, if I made the spaghetti squash. Okay, now that I'm starting to do it with a fork, it's looking a little bit more like spaghetti squash, but I don't know. The consistency of these frozen and reheated, this reheated spaghetti squash, it's not looking like, I don't know, it doesn't look like real spaghetti squash. We have just a couple of minutes. So, real spaghetti squash, again, super easy to make. You can make it in the air fryer. I have a feeling, I'm going to taste this, but I have a feeling, and I love spaghetti squash, I have a feeling that I will be making my own and maybe freezing it myself. I don't know. Well, let's see. fine. I mean, if you needed to buy it frozen, sure, it's fine. Okay, now let's try the palmini, because this is the one everybody's excited about. Okay, this is what it looks like in the little thing. Ooh, and Carol Lou says palmini noodles are fantastic in soup. Okay, first comment. Look at that. That's holding together like actual spaghetti noodles. That's exciting. Okay, I have to say, okay, and the palmini was not in the frozen section. This was in the fresh section. Does anybody happen to know how long this stays good after it's open? Do you have to eat the whole thing immediately, or does it stay good? This looks the most like real spaghetti. So hang in there with me. If you're getting tired, I know. Just imagine, I haven't had supper yet. So I have like 3 minutes left. That's spaghetti. Oh yeah. This is spaghetti. I think and I didn't even heat it up. I forgot to heat it up. So Carol Lou just said, are you going to cook the noodles? I don't know if I am or not. I just mixed them around. I just mixed them around in the warm, okay, Debbie says, I would eat in the next couple of days, store in the refrigerator. Here, let's see. Okay, I still have 5 minutes left. I'm going to heat these up a little bit. I don't know. That's pretty darn good. Whoever suggested these, you may have a new friend. So, the zucchini spirals were pretty good, a little watery. The frozen spaghetti squash, I'm going to eat it because I love spaghetti squash, but I will not be buying that again. The palmini noodles, those were really good. So let's heat them up just a little bit. I did toss them in the warmed up spaghetti sauce. But let's see. And Carol, was it you, Carol Lou? I feel like it was. I feel like it was you that had recommended them originally. Okay, let's see what they taste like with the noodles themselves actually heated up. And this looks like spaghetti. It looks like spaghetti. And Debbie wants to find the ones in rice form and use them to make, ooh, a sushi bake. That sounds good. Oh my goodness. So hot. Hands down. Oh yeah. Winner. That tastes like spaghetti. It tastes like spaghetti. I seriously doubt if John or Alyssa or anybody else, if I served this to them, I seriously doubt that they would be able to tell any difference. So I'm going to say in order of how I like them, these are convenience foods. These are not things that you would make on your own. You can spiralize your own zucchini if you want to. You can 100% do your own spaghetti squash if you want to. I don't know how you would do hearts of palm, but I'm going to say in order of liking it, and I didn't dislike any of them. This one was kind of disappointing. I'd rather just make my own spaghetti squash. There really unless I was just super desperate, no point in purchasing that. This is good. I do like this. It's a little bit watery, but these would be nice to keep on hand when I need some zucchini noodles. I do like the way that the Tattooed Chef had them in little nests, so you could get out one little nest at a time if you needed it. But hands down, these palmini noodles, the palmini hearts of palm angel hair pasta noodles, 0 smart points, hands down. This is the winner. This is what I'm having for supper tonight. So thank you all again very much for being here. I'm going to put these right here so you can see, so that y'all can see the brand name, while I'm talking. I did rinse it off. I don't know what here, let's see what they taste like without being rinsed off. Not hideous, but they are better rinsed off. Anyway, that is more like actual spaghetti noodles, so hands down the winner. I hope you all enjoyed tonight. I'm happy to try more things for you, just no more things with cottage cheese. But thank you all for being here. If you're watching this on YouTube, let that next video go ahead and roll over. I promise you will enjoy it. And go ahead and click on that subscribe button, pretty please. That also helps us out just a little bit when you all do that. But I hope you enjoy this. Casey will have this posted on IfYouHaveAnEgg.com here in the next few days, and you can go back and find my review on those. And I'll also go ahead and review these over on Instagram so that you can see that. But thank you for being here. You all have a great week, and I'll talk to you later. Good night.